is heard worldwide on fitfmja.com. Our mission is to amplify diverse voices and opinions, inform, educate, entertain, and engage listeners of all ages and lifestyle while promoting responsible community development. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Good evening, my people. How are you this evening? To all my listeners far and wide, locally in Jamaica here, my friends right here in Trelawney, all my international listeners, good evening to you. It's your girl, Dr. Asha Mwendo on Healing Moments, coming to you live from the studios of Fit FM 96.7, brought to you by Wellness in Motion. It's good to be with you this evening. And do we have a program lined up for you this evening? We are going to have fun. We're going to have good information that can create strong education to create life-changing decisions. And so this evening, I remind you that Healing Moments join the call for elimination of violence against women and girls. Remember now, we're going to have an awesome evening. So my guest this evening will be just as I. And we're going to talk about unconventional way of treating cancer. And so we're going to get some very interesting information this evening. So remember, I want you to be a part of the conversation. I want you to join us. Send your messages in, make your calls on the WhatsApp line, send your voice messages. We want to talk with you. So how do you do that? Listen to us streaming live on fitfmja.com, FitFM 96.7, all social media platforms. And of course, on WhatsApp, you get us at 876-482-4944. So we're looking forward to hearing from you. Send your messages, send your call. I want to thank all my listeners from last week, all those messages I've been getting, and potential persons who want to change their lives. And we're going to continue the conversation about living holistically and allowing your body to heal itself when you use nature's garden as your pharmacy. And so therefore we're going to now, you know the drill already. You're going to call a friend, get your pen, get your paper, get your sip, and listen to this with the music until we come right back.
I plant some food up on Jaland. Every season come, it brings in some. Whole lot of foods of all kinds. I say, Jah, the whole of them nice. We have corn and peas and a little herb to make it sweet. We have yams and bananas and a thing called sweet cassava. Sugar canes and plantains and some nice bill-bearing pumpkins. Thanks, Jah. Thanks, Jah. Thanks, Jah. Aki, tomato and carrot. Coconut you can add to the lot. There is no more I know. Jajaland will make it grow. So by the sweat of our brows, just say that's how we going to eat bread. Let's steal Jajaland. It's the only way we can stand. Let I plant some food up on Jaland. Every season come, it brings in some. Whole lot of foods of all kinds. I say, Jah, the whole of them nice. Thank Jah. Thanks, Jah. Thanks, Jah. I plant some food up on Jaland. Every season come, it brings in some. Whole lot of foods of all kinds. I say, Jah, the whole of them nice. We have corn and peas and a little herb to make it sweet. We have yams and bananas and a thing called sweet cassava. Sugar canes and plantains and some nice bill-bearing.
Okay, that song is by Magi, and he talk about foods of Jaland. You can find him on YouTube, and it is a good fitting song. When I was sent it over the weekend, over the past week, I decided that we use it to start off this evening. And can I give you a little secret until my guest comes on? That song is written by the husband of my guest this evening. And so when she sent it to me and asked me to play it, and he's talking about food, and we're talking about going to nature's garden for our healing, how could I not play it? Okay, so before we go, as we go into our Let's Talk this evening, that's what we do every evening before we go into the program. So for my Let's Talk this evening, first I want to give shout out to my sister, my one and only sister. Tomorrow is her birthday. So I'm giving shout out to Keisha over there in the US. And tomorrow is also a birthday of my friend. Your brother's birthday today. Tomorrow. Okay, wow. So Julia's telling me that it's her brother's birthday tomorrow. What's his name? Let me shout it out. Okay, so shout out to Dwight Meeker, who also has his birthday tomorrow. And to my friend Joy Lash. Tomorrow is also her birthday. And we are going to celebrate, girl. Just wait until tomorrow comes. You see what we're going to do, but we're going to behave ourselves, I promise. And so I want to give those shout out to those persons and anyone else who is having birthday today or tomorrow. Big up yourself on what good and give thanks that the Father have allowed you to spend a little more time on this side of eternity that we can get ready to spend forever with him over there. Remember, that's what it is about. Our living here now should be geared towards living forever. And so, it's lifestyle that makes the difference. And that's why here on Healing Moments, we encourage you to live well, live good. I want to shout out to my listeners and my watchers this evening. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to those who are on Facebook. Melsilda, very faithful. I tell you, I can look if only one person is going to listen to me. I know it's going to be her. And to my dear brother, Dave Gale, it's good to have you on, guys. Sometimes I play his music. And so I'm going to play some music from Dave next week. So you guys come on and listen to the music that he has and check him out, Dave Gale, on YouTube. Really lovely songs that he sings. And he's a brother that believes in giving back and sharing and taking care of the less fortunate. So let's support him as well. And so this evening, wow, I just want to start off with a little laughing, I was looking out of my window this morning. Today, during the rain, I was in the kitchen looking out, and it was raining and thunder and lightning and breeze. And I said, wow, I hope I can get to go to the studio this evening. But while I was doing that, I saw some dogs taking shortcuts through my yard. And when I looked, I realized it's mating season and all the dogs are going crazy. But then I looked at it and I said, when man call themselves dog, one of them really know what them calling themselves. Because I see this lone female dog walking through the yard and running away from about 4 or 5 male dogs running after her. And then when she stopped, they stop and they all have their nose trying to find something that she ain't giving them. And I'm saying to myself, I wonder if it's so the man them are led without a brain, but just, the lower brain leading them when they see these things. And I wonder if when mating sees it, so them behave too. I wonder, if that's why sometimes we have so many problems. Guys, if you have that kind of problem with mating season and all them crazy stuff, remember, give us a link up. Now send me a message on 876-482-4944. Tell me, how you manage when both brains not working in sync and the lower brain is leading the upper brain. What are going on in your head space? And when you call yourself dog, what you really call yourself and what you mean by it, Because I'm still trying to figure it out. I remember some time ago I was in Falmouth and 2 guys who maybe have not seen each other for a while met up, and one of them said to the other one, dog, a long time I not see you, and the other one said, man, no call me dog, you better call me lion. And I agree with him. But that's how it is. So it's just a little, when I saw that, I really have to say, I have to talk about it. And then now for this evening, as I continue our Let's Talk, I look at life, and we're saying that life indeed is up and down and have its craziness going on. A lot of negatives are happening. A lot of people are doing some crazy stuff. Sometimes you look on Facebook, you don't know if you're to cry or you're to laugh, but most time I laugh because it's easier to laugh than to cry. And then you see persons on there that you wish you could reach out and give them some help, but you just pray for them instead because that's what it is really, and you just have to pray for each other as we journey through and try to make things better. But this evening, I want us to take a little time to look at when we speak in this our reality of all the challenges we are facing. I want us to take a little time to have a little gratitude and to be able to say thanks for the goodness that we have. And I want to tell you that embracing and expressing gratitude is said to have much health benefits. So, what are we talking about? In 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 18, it says, in everything, give thanks. It didn't say for everything, give thanks. It simply said in everything. So, what it's saying to us is it doesn't matter what we are going through. We should learn to give thanks because behind every dark cloud, there's always a silver lining. And at the end of the tunnel, there really is light. And sometimes, if you look hard enough with your heart, you can see the light in the middle of the storm. Right? And so, while we don't give thanks for all the things that happen to us, we should give thanks for the fact that we're able to go through, go over, go under, or get around it because it didn't kill us. So therefore, the Father have used this to teach us something, to strengthen our faith muscles, and to make us stronger for it all. And I believe that as long as you go through, it is either a blessing or a lesson. And it is how you look at life that will make a difference. But it is said that gratitude helps with mental and general health. It lowers stress. And when you lower stress, the body is allowed to heal because stress is one of those things that prevent us from healing. We were created to live forever. And so, if we were created to live forever, it stands to show that we can heal from anything that comes our way if we use the right lifestyle. And gratitude is one of those that is said to help, it helps to improve the immune system. And we know the immune system is the fighter soldiers of the body that helps us to live longer. And so having a sense of gratitude increases happiness and it increases your physical health. Can I tell you, it helps you to sleep better and it decreases the risk of diseases. There are a number of ways to express gratitude by simply saying thank you when someone does something nice for you. Praying is a way of saying of gratitude to the Father. It's a way we communicate to him. We tell him thanks for the goodness. We tell him thanks for the sunshine. And we tell him thanks for the rain because we need both to grow, just like the plants do. So some things that you can do to start practicing gratitude, other than just saying thanks and being grateful for the things that happen to you, you can start a gratitude journal. Get up every day and write something that you are thankful for. And every evening before you go to bed, you write something that you are thankful for again. And then you can also have a gratitude jar. I like the gratitude jar. So what you do, you get up in the mornings and you write something that you're thankful for today, date it and drop it into your jar. And sometimes you go back and you look in the jar and you take yourself and say, wow, this did happen and I was thankful. Start practicing it until it becomes a habit. Being able to be thankful. I try my best at all times to live from a place of gratitude. And I am very thankful for any little help that I get in life and in any way I get them. And if we start practicing to live like this, I guarantee you start to enjoy life a little bit more. And if you stop staring at the dark cloud and look for the silver lining to come, you'll live from a place of hope. So gratitude creates in your heart that desire for hope. When the rain falls, don't get wet. Feel the raindrops and dance in the rain. That's a way of showing your gratitude. In the sun, don't just get burnt, but feel the warmth of the sun. It makes a difference how you look at life and what you experience. So, as we continue, it makes us happy. Gratitude makes you feel good about yourself and it makes those around you feel good to be in your presence. It reduces stress. It improves self-esteem. Can I tell you? Because when you practice gratitude, your face looks lighter. You feel good about yourself and those good feel-good hormones is released and you feel that you can do it and then you will do it. Gratitude helps you to be resilient and strong, right? It does. It helps you to sleep, as I said before. Yes, it helps you to sleep. It improves your physical health. It improves, guess what? It improves your romantic relationships. Because if, as partners, we learn to say thank you to each other, we make each other feel good about the little things that we do for each other. And remember, gratitude is not always just words, it's our actions. Gentlemen, you're coming home, pick a little bloom, I remember my partner who is now dead and gone. But, when Jeffrey's coming home, coming to visit, sometimes he would pick, sometimes I said to him, the people and go and lock you up for them flowers. Because he'll walk and pick people flowers anywhere, pick wild blooms, wild blossoms. It makes a difference and it makes the heart feels good, right? And it also improves general friendship, because if as a friend you know when to say thanks, and say thanks for the little things, say thanks for the big things, say thanks for everything that is good. And when the times are not so good, you say, thank God I'm living through this and it hasn't killed me. So there's always something to give thanks for. It gives you a general sense of feeling good, and it gives you a balanced emotion. So that's it for Let's Talk this evening, brought to you by Wellness in Motion. And I'm saying to you, for this, moving on from today, practice an attitude of gratitude, and it will make you not only feel better, it provides wings beneath your wings. Right. So as I transition to introduce my guest to you this evening, let's listen to this bit of music again until we bring our guest right on.
I plant some food up on Jaland. Every season come, it brings in some. Whole lot of foods of all kinds. I say, Jah, the whole of them nice. We have corn and peas and a little herb to make it sweet. We have yams and bananas and a thing called sweet cassava. Sugar canes and plantains and so nice bill-bearing pumpkins. Thanks, Jah. Thanks, Jah. Thanks, Jah. Aki tomato and carrot. Coconut you can add to the lot.
Okay, so welcome back. Welcome back. So I have my guest with me this evening, just as and I'm going to ask you to bring the camera closer to yourself and also to keep it steady. So the person who's managing the camera, bring it up to her and that she can set it down one place that we can see her face. So just as we need to be able to see your face. Right?
Okay,
And
I was turning up the
tell you know, the
volume.
guest I have this evening, as I told you before, her name is just as And funny enough, when I was talking to her, she said her name means she who serves Jah, but don't know
I don't know.
from where don't know where
Push the
she is
button.
from. So that's what she says her name
Yeah,
means.
it's
And she believes in the body's
we have to come
ability
back
to
to
heal
you.
itself, and is
There
positive
it
that
is.
eating raw enhances and aids in its ability to do
I
so.
don't know
She
why the
also
volume is
uses
so down.
crystals. She'll tell us about that. And she is a sculptor, right? And she is a sculptor. So this evening we want to say good evening to Jasasai. Jasasai, good evening to you. How are you?
Hi, darling. Hold on a second. Everything was going good, and all of a sudden I can't hear you well.
The volume has went down and we can't hear you
Okay.
now.
I'm hearing you loud and clear. You are moving the phone up and down. I think that's what the problem is. The
No,
phone.
the volume, something happened and the volume on the phone went down and we are unable
But
to.
it's the volume on the phone is okay.
The volume
It's
on the
on her
phone is
side.
up.
I'm hearing
So
you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Could we
Oh
get the
gosh, but
instrument a little closer to Jasasai that we can see her
Are you
face?
fine?
yes, they can see you and they can hear us loud and clear, but we can't hardly hear them.
Oh my.
If you're not hearing us, it's on your end, not mine.
We don't know at the moment how to correct it. We don't know what
I
has
can't
happened.
hear you, Dr. Asha. It's very, very low, and it's the volume. So it
If
was
you guys are
okay
moving the phone up and down so much, maybe that's what
until got switched down when the music came on.
When the music came off on the show, it changed the volume on this phone.
it's on your thing. It's not back this end. So see what you're gonna do. We're gonna play a little bit of music again, and then we'll see if you
What about
fix
your
it in a bit. Okay? Little bit of
No.
music while you try to fix that.
I don't know what to do with it.
I don't know.
Um,
Turn it around the other way
Doctor,
and
you're
give it
gonna
to
have
me
to
in my
give us
hand.
you're gonna have to give us a moment because we can't hear you and we don't know how to correct
Here,
it.
please turn it,
I and I
fix it
plant
around and I
some
hold it in
food
my
up
hand,
on
please.
land. Every season come, it brings in some.
So I can't even like see my,
Whole
I
lot
see
of
you.
food of all kinds.
Right.
I say,
Can you
Jah,
turn
the
it
whole
around
of
there?
them nice.
Can you turn it around
We
so I can
have corn and peas and a little herb to make it sweet. We have yams and bananas and a thing
Mm-hmm.
called sweet
Maybe
cassava.
maybe I can.
Okay, just as are you hearing me now?
No, maybe a little bit better because I've got the phone in my hand.
You have to keep it close to you and keep it steady.
Yes, but guess what? I was hearing you fine until a little while ago.
Okay, it is what it is. Let's see how we work it. You're hearing me now, okay?
I hear you very low, but I hear you.
Okay, and you're sure this phone is on speaker that you can hear? Alrighty. So
Yeah,
just
it is. The
tell the
speaker's
people.
all the way up.
Okay, we are hearing you loud and clear. So go ahead and tell the people who is just as I.
Well, um, I am a person who my life's goal is to heal myself and others. I came to Jamaica 40 years ago to heal myself from lumps in my breast. And I came into a very simple, healthy lifestyle and got the lumps to go away from my breast. And I've been healthy ever since. And I learned about healing myself and I've shared it with many others and I've helped many people to heal themselves. And I've told them about nutrition, about the raw foods is the best thing to do if you find yourself with cancer, not just breast cancer, any kind of cancer. Go on a raw vegetable and fruit juices until the lumps go away because the the lumps in there are actually masses of toxins that accumulate in our system, and then we have to detox and take away the offensive foods that are clogging up our system so that there are rivers of life and our bloodstreams can flow freely and cleanly because the body's a self-healing mechanism. All we have to do is remove the offenses and give it a little help, and it just takes care of itself very well. That
Awesome.
is a major thing. So for I've been here for 40 years now. I came here to heal myself and ended up staying. And through a very nice strict diet, which I can share in more details if you'd like, and detoxing, and like I said, a good strict diet. All the lumps went away. The I've I've been so healthy. I've been here 40 years. I've never had a flu or anything like that because of my change to my healthy eating lifestyle. But then there's a lot of other things that has to do not just with diet, but with meditation, with emotions. And one of the main things I do here in Jamaica is teach people about healing themselves with crystals and other healing stones. All of the stones uh, heal something or another in the body, depending on their color, their vibrational frequency, their inherent property. The different stones help to balance and heal the various organs and glands in the system, just like food and herbs do. And then we work on our minds, on the beautiful things you had to say before I came on about gratitude, our attitude of gratitude for the air we breathe, the life around us, the love around us. So these things all contribute to healing and health and strength.
Say to us that you came to Jamaica 40 years ago. Where did you come to Jamaica from? Where were you? Where are you from?
Well, when people ask me where I'm from, I tell them I'm from Zion. Where I was born on earth is one thing, and where I spent my childhood is another, and where I lived shortly before I came to Jamaica. When I came, I was born in Europe, and when I came across the ocean, they used to ask my mother if she got me from the gypsies, because the gypsies after the war in Germany were selling or giving their children so they could have a better life. And so I've always been kind of a gypsy spirit. Everywhere I go is my home. I have many different nations in me. A multinational, multiracial, and I don't belong to men and countries. I'm a citizen of planet Earth, and more than that, I like to see myself as a cosmic being, not just an international being, but a cosmic being. I love everyone,
Very
because
interesting.
we're all brothers and sisters, human beings here on planet Earth.
Yes. 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 And you're so correct, It's today I ask someone the question, do we treat people like human, or are people humans? Do we treat them as they deserve to be treated? Because she was telling me about someone that she has been treating like a human being, and how the person not grateful. So I was saying to her, maybe the person is not humans. You shouldn't be treating the person like a human. But if the person is a human being, then the person is a human. You don't treat them like a human. You treat them as they deserve to be treated, you know? Because
Yes, we must treat others as we would like others
to
to
treat
treat
us,
us. That
So
is the
when you treat
main
people
principle of my life.
as
Do
is
unto
it,
others as I would have others do unto
do
me.
unto me.
Definitely.
Awesome. Yes. So you talk about using raw foods and the cosmic way of life to heal from the lumps in your breast and other health issues. Give us a little bit more detail. Tell us a little bit more. If I come to you and I say to you, just as I have lumps in my breast, or any other part of my body for that matter, but because it's breast cancer month and we are paying homage to our sisters and brothers who are going through breast cancer and who have gone through it and survived. And we give condolences to the family of those who never made it across. Tell us a little bit. If I come to you and I say to you, I have lumps in my breast and I want to be healed, and I don't want to use modern medicine, I want to use the original medicine, nature's medicine, how would you guide me?
Yes. I'd say do what I do. First, I detoxed. I took baths with seaweeds before I even knew that the nutritional benefits of seaweeds. I was
Yes.
using seaweeds in hot baths because the seaweeds help to suck toxins out of the system. I'd
Yes.
use stuff like kombu, and I'd get into the hot water with my seaweeds in there, and I'd take the kombu and just rub it on my skin, rub it all over head to toe, and sit on the side of the tub like if I was in a sauna. And what happens, the seaweeds suck out the impurities from the body. It's just like
Mhm.
you start sweating this yellow sweat. It's sticky and yellow. It's like urine, but even thicker and stickier. This is what the kombu seaweed does when you bathe with it. And so it's pulling out the toxins.
You pull
So
out the
we should
urea out of the
detox
body.
also with
Hmm.
certain herbs. There are various herbs that detox. But the main thing I did was give up certain foods. First
Yes.
food you give up is any animal product,
Hmm.
dairy, eggs. You know, you give up any meat product. You give up the first. You give up the red flesh. You give up pork and beef, and then you give up chicken. You go lighter and lighter, and then you give up fish, and then you become a vegan, vegetarian. You don't eat cheese or butter. No animal product, and your system starts clearing out much better when you do that. Okay, then you give up sugar.
Yes.
Sugar is a very hard on the system and helps a lot of different germs and microorganisms to grow. Um, you give up those things. Then I gave up everything. I gave up chocolate. I gave up coffee. I gave up all alcohol, including wine and beer. For 33 years, I did not drink or eat any of those things. And the lumps went away in
Mhm.
less than a year. I would say 6 to 9 months for all the lumps to disappear. And then I started getting much healthier, more
Mhm.
energetic. 33 years. I kept up this kind of a very strict eating, and people say, "What do you eat? What do you eat? What do you mean? What do I eat?" There are so many different beautiful fruits and vegetables here in Jamaica. We are so
Yes.
blessed. We have plenty of choice of things to eat without eating flesh or these
It's so
other things
true.
that stuff up our system.
Okay, I'm
You're
not
saying
hearing. Okay, you're back. You're back. Go ahead.
I got
Okay,
cut off?
you got cut off a while ago, but continue.
Well, where did we get cut off? I don't want you to any of your
Just as you talk about
listeners,
it,
our
if you,
listeners to miss
we
this.
did miss much. We did miss much. Continue.
Good. Yes. So you are what you eat,
And that is so true, you
basically.
know. It is so true. And so, yes, I agree with you, removing the animal products from our diet, removing the refined foods from our diet.
Oh, totally. No canned foods for 33 years. No canned. Oh, bread. No bread products. Nothing like that. No
Yes,
baked goods.
yes, because we know how harmful the yeast can be, especially if you eat fresh bread. A lot of persons don't know if when you eat a baked bread, you should not eat a bread that is baked until about 3 days after it is baked for it to be healthy for your body if you're going to really eat something with yeast in it. And on most of us, as my friend Julia, my producer, is saying she loves our hot bread. you know, and
It smells
and
so nice. It tastes so
yeah,
nice. But they say, sweet to the tongue, but bitter to the belly in the long
really,
run.
yes, so true, so true. And yes, the harmful of sugar, all the dangerous cells in your body, the cancer cells, they grow so well and so happy when you give them sugar. And they spread all over
Yes,
your body quite quickly because they're enjoying themselves, you know? And so when we starve them by removing the things that make them happy and start doing the things that makes the body happy, then we are on the right track. So give us some, when you talk about the raw foods and juices and all of that, and we spent some time together recently, and you had your raw akis and all of that. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you really would make for juices. Tell us some of the benefits of the different things you use. And there was a book you made some quotes from. You can give some quotes from that as well. Let's talk to the people. Let's help somebody to be healthy today.
Well, you know, since this
You
is
know,
in
one of my
honor,
listeners, before you go ahead, one of my listeners says he's struggling with the sugar. We're going to pray for you, my brother, that you'll get over the sugar. Yes, continue just as I.
yes, sugar, and that's carbohydrates, because carbohydrates turn to sugar in the system. So you have
Hmm.
to watch what you eat, but you can get totally over it, especially taking certain herbs.
Yes. So tell us some of the
Yeah,
herbs. Tell us some of the herbs.
the herbs would be like the Cerci family, the bitters that you take against sugar in the system.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
but
tell us
you know,
give us a little bit more detail about the herbs you use and what they do. The different herbs. I know we have the tell them a little bit more of the bitter herbs that they can use and the purpose of using bitter herbs and the other herbs.
well, the bitter herbs for sugar, but then there's herbs that fight cancer. You know, guinea
Yes.
hen weed and soursop
Mm-hmm.
leaf and cayenne pepper.
Yes.
Uh, you know,
Turmeric.
most of our almost every weed out there is a medicinal
Mhm.
plant. You just have to
Yes.
find what to use for what,
Yes, you
right?
are so right.
And I mean that's programs and programs. That's an encyclopedia. Um, but at that time, you know, I hadn't. When I came to Jamaica 40 years ago, it was to live a simple lifestyle and to, like I said, just get away from Babylon and Babylon eating.
Okay.
And but it also had to do with my spiritual evolutionary
Yes.
journey evolutionary journey that we're all on. We're all on the same evolutionary journey here to get closer to the Most High and
Mm-hmm.
let go of all of these temptations of Babylon that weaken us. Weaken
Yes.
us physically and mentally. So, as far as juices go, if it's a
Mm-hmm.
vegetable, you can juice it. If it's a fruit, you can juice it. You know, what people don't realize, akis are fruits. They grow on
Yes,
trees,
cookies
right?
are good.
Pears are fruits. Uh, pear can be drank in smoothies, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very healthy food. Aki is a
Yes.
very healthy food. I mean, some people might be say they're allergic to aki, but I haven't really studied aki allergy. But it's actually a very, very healthy food. Um, and I much prefer it as raw aki rather than cooked aki. Aki and
Okay.
saltfish is something I never eat. And when I fix my own aki, I fix raw aki. I will eat cooked aki. It's tasty sometimes, but and then better than bread is crackers, very dry crackers, and so is
Mm-hmm.
healthier for the system.
It is true.
Um,
It is
but
true.
then there's so many other in my life. What I do the last few years, besides being a yoga teacher, yoga is very wonderful for the evolutionary process and for the physical health. I try to teach people various self-help therapies. Okay. When a person's system is very much broke down, that means the energy meridians in the body sometimes are closed up or stuck up,
Mm-hmm.
then it's very good to engage an acupuncturist to get your meridians open and get the rivers of life flowing again.
Okay.
Um, uh, if you can't find an acupuncturist, get some books or charts on acupressure. You can press certain places on the bottom of the feet and the hands. Um, and when you press those places on the feet and the hands, it's tied directly into the organs of the body.
Mm-hmm.
And get those rivers of life stimulated, massaged, and moving. Life is about movement. And then a lot of people are very sedentary. They're in cars going places all the time. They hardly walk anywhere. A lot
Moving.
of people's jobs, they sit in an office every day, or they're in a confined environment and they don't get enough exercise. It's important. You have to walk, you have to breathe, you have to sweat. The skin is the largest eliminative organ, so you have to get out there and sweat sometimes. And you shouldn't
Yes,
use deodorant all the time because that stucks up the system, and people get
of course.
cysts and tumors under their arms from the various deodorants that stop them from sweating. You
Yes,
know,
but
sweating.
I find when you live a very natural life, you remove animal products from your diet and you start to eat more naturally. Your need for deodorants decreases, and you
Totally.
live.
You don't, I was just going to get on that. You
Yes.
don't
Mhm.
smell bad when you sweat. The sweat don't stink. Okay. Because you're eating fruits and vegetables. You're not eating dead animals. So you don't stink. You know,
It's true. It's true. And
you're
then
not cheese.
if
You're
if
not
you need
cheesy.
backup, you can use your baking soda and stuff like that. It's so true. You're so right, because the healthier the body becomes, the less need it have for other support because it starts to regulate itself and your pore is clean. It putting out your body using up everything and releasing it quite quickly. During the healing process though, we need to let persons know when you are transitioning and you're changing your lifestyle and the body start to detox and release you're gonna have your order will go up for a while because now the body
Yes,
is
while
getting
you're
enough.
detoxing,
When you
sure,
start to
because you're
detox, the
getting the
orders are
poisons
going to go
out.
up.
Yes, that
Yes.
may happen for a while, but not for long.
No, it will happen for a while and then your body will transition. So it's something you have to be prepared to deal with. And one of the things I like to say to persons, if you want to know what your fruits are and your vegetables are, the guideline is all fruits have seeds on the inside. All fruits have their own seeds. So anything with seeds in it, it's a fruit. So can I tell you, don't your very cucumber that we call vegetable is a fruit, or pumpkins, fruit. So all food that have the seeds on the inside or have their seeds within them are fruits. So you know your fruits separate from your vegetables. The other thing is that I like to say to people, when you're using your fruits, don't use things that are already dead and don't eat them before they're ready to be eaten. So you leave the green stuff alone and you use your fruits at their best time when they are fully. So there are strange things that you're gonna say to me when I say to you, your bell peppers are fruits and not vegetables as we like to call them. And
And
all of these
also,
things,
green bell peppers are an unripe fruit. So a lot of people
yes,
belch up
right.
after
Okay,
eating
so
green
green
peppers.
green bell
Be-
peppers is eating green unripe food, and so we shouldn't be
exactly. You
using
need to
green
eat
bell
them red
peppers.
and yellow and
Right. So we
ripe.
shouldn't be using the green peppers unless they are being used for a specific purpose and for a specific time. So these are some of the little things that sometimes we don't pick up on. And we like to use to say we're going to prepare our salads and we're going to put some green bell peppers in there and some red ones and some yellow ones because we want to eat nice looking foods. However, the green foods are only to be used for purpose and then we don't use them on a regular way in our diet.
They
But a
never
lot,
agreed with me. They never
repeat,
agreed with me.
repeat that. Okay, so one of my listeners, Dave, is asking, but are they not still healthy? Yes, they are healthy for a purpose and for a time and a season, and our body get used to using them up. But really, green bell peppers, unless they are green, and that's how they will remain forever because you have some, because we do create food in the labs now, and some green bell peppers will never be anything else but green because that's how they were made. But generally speaking, you should try not to eat any food that is not ripe. And green bell
That's
peppers
true.
are really not
That's
ripe.
true.
They only serve a purpose. So in the time of cleansing, your green bell peppers will serve a purpose for that time because sometimes at that stage you can use them for your health. But they should not be a regular part of your diet unlike what most people will tell you. And of course, when we go to the market and the people them have the red and the yellow, we say we don't want those, we want the green ones because they are the fitter and the ones we should be having. However, they are not the best for us. Okay, does this apply to green bananas? No. It doesn't apply to green bananas because green
Not
banana
at all, because green bananas are full of iron.
full of iron and it's good. And you can have green bananas raw. In case you didn't know, you can have it raw. You can have it cooked. But green banana serves a different purpose and is seen as one of our carbohydrate foods. Okay,
Right.
continue just as I. And Dave, thank you for the interaction. Continue just as I. You hearing me just as I?
No, I didn't hear the last thing you said. I was just
I
going to
said you
say.
can continue talking. Continue
All
anyway.
right. So now, one of the things that I recommend to people to help them get their energy balanced is healing stones. Because I call that the lazy person's way to healing. All you have to do is wear it on your body as a necklace, a jewelry, or keep it in your pocket or in your medicine bag. There are stones that help balance everything. Anything, everything. There is a stone for it, as according to the energy frequency. It has a lot to do with the color of the stone, and the chakras are energy centers.
I have heard a lot about stones. I have a girlfriend from the US who's here now, who is excited about stones. I don't know anything much about stones. So you're going to have to tell us a little bit more on that now. So when I use, how do I choose stones as healing for my healing? How do I choose?
Well, one thing you can look it up these days. You can look it up on your phone and find out what the different stones are purportedly good for. There are charts. Let's see if I can show you this chart here. Let's see if we can get.
And while you're doing that, explain when you say stones, what you mean. Is that a rock stone out a door?
Stones, healing stones,
like
colored
crystals.
stones like amethyst, purple,
Crystals,
garnet,
okay.
yellow, citrine. Red, citrine, yellow, carnelian, orange, turquoise. Dark blue stones. There's stones in every color, and crystals run the gamut. You program a crystal to do different things for you, or feel different things for you. And I want to mention that on November 4th, we plan to be starting a fair, a food and crafts fair in Runaway Bay. And I will be there with 4 tables of healing stones and crystals. Other people will be there with other wonderful items and foods, great foods. And we're going to go for as much for organic foods. Not totally, because a lot of people put a little fertilizer when they plant their foods. But we're going to try and find vendors who sell organic food. So November 4th will be the first one.
Is that going to be at Jennifer's place?
Jennifer's, yes. You're going to speak to Jennifer tonight, right?
I would love to have her on, giving us a little feedback. Tell us about her place, the name of it. I'm not going to call the name right now. I'm going to leave her to tell the people, because if it tells
right, so
they might not believe me.
We'll do that very soon. But what I want to say, what I tell people when they come to me, and they do tell me their physical problem, and I do recommend certain stones for the physical problems, because I have got books and books on it. I've studied it for 40 years now, so I'm experienced. But what I tell people, if you don't know exactly what the problem is walk around the stones and look at them and feel them, get acquainted with them. The stone that you are attracted to is the stone that you need for your energy completion. That is how the human body works.
So
sometimes you have a craving for certain foods. It might be because it has a nutrient you need, or certain teas. Yes. You have a craving for it because the body kind of knows what it needs. When it comes to stones, that's very much the case. The stones that you are attracted to, you're attracted to them because they are feeding empty space in you. It's feeding you a vibrational frequency that you need for your completion. So I tell
Okay.
people, walk around and see what you're attracted to. And that's probably the stone that you need to get. We do have birthstones for different months and stuff like that. That's an old science like astrology and stuff like
Okay.
that. But if you feel that you're imbalanced in your health and you want to find out which is the stone you need, just when you have a chance and they're in front of you, just walk around them and you will feel different when you are touching or paying attention to the stone that's feeding you an energy you need. That's the best way to do it, my dear Dr.
Imagine
Asha.
that. That's very, very interesting. I want to say welcome to Lamuel Samuel from Liberia, who is listening to us at this time. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have you on. And so now you're telling us that the stones will help with the healing, right? And that's very interesting for me. I will try my best one of these days to come and stand by your stones and see if any stone called to me, and then I'll tell the people which stone called to me and which stone
Right.
my
Do
body
that.
needed.
Come
I
on
will do
November
that.
4th for our grand opening. We're going to have a
I
good
will
time.
come and I will see which of your stones speak to me, and then I will see. Okay, so Melcinda's asking, what stone is good for diabetes and high blood pressure, and where can I get stone to buy?
Stones for
Okay.
diabetes are yellow stones.
Okay, so
Has to do
Melcinda,
with insulin.
diabetes, yellow stone, and
Yellow stones are in the solar plexus chakra, so that has to do with
okay,
all kinds of stomach and digestive problems. Yellow stones usually. Yeah.
okay, and so blood pressure will be the same stone as well.
Blood pressure now, no. Blood pressure, actually hematite, you know, the inexpensive gray stone that a lot of people sell on the streets and everywhere. Hematite is one of the very best stones for blood pressure.
Okay,
Blood,
I'm glad Melcinda asked a question, because I did not know they had specific stones for specific illnesses like that. So here it is now. So we are learning. Thank you, Melcinda, for your interaction. It is really helping. Good evening. Pleasant evening to you as well, Pauline. Thank you for joining us. Right. So let's do this a little bit. Thank you, Melcinda, for this direction. So for diabetes, I would use the yellow stone. For high blood pressure, I would use the gray stone. And
yes,
for
hematite. Hema means blood, and that's why the
oh,
stone was named hematite, because when you have a raw hematite, or even if you have a polished hematite, if you take something sharp like a knife or a nail and you scratch it, sometimes you'll see like a red blood coming out of the gray stone,
imagine
because
that.
it's filled with iron. It has iron.
Okay.
So anything with iron is good for the blood.
Okay. So what would I do? I would wear it on my body.
Yes.
Oh,
Wear a
okay.
necklace, a bracelet, earrings,
In your pocket.
hematite.
Okay, awesome. Oh, that sounds very interesting to me. That's very interesting. So a person's want to know. So Melcinda wants to know if she wants to get stones, how would she get them?
If she wants to get stones,
Yes, if she wants to get a stone for her diabetes and her high blood pressure.
well, I mean, we can give people my phone number. We can make an appointment.
Okay.
But remember, what I'm suggesting is that people come out on November 4th to Runaway Bay. I'm going to let Jennifer give all the details about the event. It's going to be every Thursday after that, we hope, we plan.
Okay.
Yes. And so we can get started there. I think that's in a couple of weeks, isn't it? 2-3 weeks. So that would be
Yes.
a really good place to save up some dollars and plan to come and get your healing stones. Of
Okay,
course,
sounds good.
some people order stones online. They can be ordered.
Okay, you chip out again, just as I.
What happened?
Okay, you had chipped out of what? We don't know what you said after you said we can order online. Did you?
I recommend that people who want to get acquainted with stones come on November 4th. That'll be
Okay.
a very good opportunity to get acquainted to start with. These stones can be bought online, but unfortunately, sometimes people sell stones and say it's this and or that, and it's not really it.
Okay, okay, okay. That's very interesting to look at. Okay, so while we move, before we move on to the other things that you do, you were reading some things for me from a book about dealing with
Yes,
breast cancer. Yeah, could you
one of one of
share
my
some?
personal
Mm-hmm.
favorites that helped me heal myself is this one here. Oops, I'm not holding there. You can heal. Oops, I'm not good at this. This is the first time I'm doing this. You can heal your life by
Okay.
Louise Hay. And in this book, in the back of the book, she has a bunch of different illnesses and the problem, then the reason, the metaphysical reason for that physical problem, and then an affirmation to help counteract. For instance, since we are here speaking about breast cancer, breasts represent the mothering and nurturing and nourishment, right?
Right.
Breasts were made to feed children, to feed babies. All animals have breasts to feed their babies. So breasts represent mothering and nurturing and nourishment. So when women have breast problems, or anyone have breast problems like cysts or lumps or soreness, the mastitis, the
Mm-hmm.
reason for that is a refusal to nourish ourselves. Women who
Okay.
develop breast problems usually are caring for everybody else and not caring for themselves. They're putting
Interesting.
everyone else first, over mothering, over protection, and sometimes overbearing attitudes. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we have to realize the metaphysical reason. Every physical problem is not only caused by foods, but also by our mental and emotional attitudes. Okay,
Yes.
so now
Yes.
the affirmations for helping to balance and heal breast problems, we say things like, I take in and give out nourishment in perfect balance. I take in and give out nourishment in perfect balance. Okay.
Okay.
Also, when you have breast problems, you have to make affirmations such as, I am important. I count.
Yes.
I now care for and nourish myself with love and joy. Also,
Awesome.
yes, it is awesome. It is awesome because, you know, the medical system, they like to take body parts from us. Most women lose their breasts to surgery and stuff like that, and it's not necessary. You know, if you
Mm.
find yourself with lumps in your breast and you have breast cancer, then do what I do, is what I tell people. And a lot of people have done it, and people come and say, thank you. You helped me save my life. The cancer is gone. You know, a man came to me the other day and he says, do you remember me? I said, no, I'm sorry. I meet so many people. He says, you saved my life. I said, yeah, how did I do that? He says, well, I was telling you I was going to get this cancer surgery, and you said first go on the raw food juices, go on raw foods. and try that for a few months before you get the surgery. And he says, and I got totally healed. And,
Awesome.
and that was 7 years ago.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's really interesting having this conversation with you this evening. I must tell you, I'm learning about crystals. I've heard about crystals. It's not the first I'm hearing about them, but it's the first I'm really understanding and hearing how crystals work. And so, good evening to you also, Kerry and Gordon. Thanks for joining us. For me, because most times when I heard that, I would have heard about crystal, I always think in myself, that sounds like it's something that if you're a child of God or stuff, you will want to get involved in those things. It sounds very demonic because we're taught to think that way. But it sounds to me that crystals might be something that we could consider in our healing journey too. So it's something I am going to look into. I'm not going to say it's something I'm going to embrace right away. I'm going to look into it and I'm going to open my mind to understanding how it works and to see if it is something that can have something that I would want to do. And I'm not saying to others it's not something you would want to do. I'm saying for myself, I'm learning this evening and I'm getting to understand new principles. And that is one of the things as you learn and you move through. And that's what I like about healing moments. We bring all contending thought for wealth and health here because holistic wellness is what we look at. And so therefore we are open to learn different ways and different things to attain the same goal, holistic wellness, and that is in mind, body, and pocket as well. As I said to someone this week, on Healing Moments, we take care of the brain, the brawn, and we also help you with the emotional and the spiritual. And so that's what we do here. And so therefore it's good to have you on this evening, just as I'm really learning much. But I am also aware that doing your whole foods and eating whole and using your crystals is not all you do. So I know you do sculpting. So I'm going to give you a minute or two just to stop talking, walk around with your camera, that those who are on Facebook and YouTube can see what you're doing while I tell the persons on radio what I am seeing. So show us some of the sculptures that you do have.
Well,
And
okay,
while you're
right
walking,
here next to me
you can
is,
tell us about the sculptures. Go ahead.
Oops. Help me here,
Get help
Jennifer.
if you need to
One
get help.
facing front. Oops. Is this?
Is it? Okay, what I'm going to suggest
Can I
to
get
you, just
that?
as I,
Oh,
you
there
don't
we go.
move the sculptures. You let them
This
stay.
is
'Cause
the
you can't use your hand to do both. So leave the sculptures where they are and move the
Maybe I
camera.
should let Jennifer walk past the sculptures. Maybe
Right.
she's
So you don't move the sculptures. You move the camera because you can't use your hand to do both.
Let's see.
Okay. So keep going. It's radio, so you have to do it that I can get to tell the people what is happening. So you walk with it and tell us. Talk to the people.
Oops.
Okay, go ahead. Yes. So tell us about your sculptures that persons can know about that part.
Well, my sculptures are, I only started doing this a very few years ago. I went to Egypt and I had some past, oops, I took the camera off. How did I do that? Oh.
We're seeing. So the camera is on. It's still on. We're seeing you, Jennifer. Just as well, we are not hearing you. Oh, you're gone. Oh, she's gone now. Oh, just as are you hearing me? Okay. So we hopefully, just as I will get herself back. I think she used her hand to touch something. So she not only do raw foods as part of the healing process that she assists persons to do. I know they do massages as well. And her husband is a yoga teacher. And so they work together as one, as a family, to do their yoga and to do other healing practices. And she is an excellent sculptor. She said she started it just a few years ago, but when I look at her pieces, they are excellent. I know just before COVID, she was asked to send some of her sculptures to to enter into a competition. And so and when as she gets back now, I'll let her tell us
Here
more
I
about it.
am.
You
Sorry.
are back now. I'm glad to have you back. These things do happen. Life happens while we're having fun.
Krista, I'm no good with technology.
The
I'm
volume
sorry.
is back too.
The volume is back.
Awesome. Good. So let Jennifer
Here we
help
are.
you.
This is my first life size. No, my second life size sculpture. This is
Mhm.
called of Ancient Aliens and Shaolin Masters. This
Okay.
is one of the three that was accepted to be exhibited in Italy. Of
And
course, I never.
for those who are on in Radio Land, she's showing me a gray-looking man with beard, and he have some snakes around him. That's what the sculpture looks like. Those on Facebook and YouTube can see it. And what you said, this one, and his clothes is made of the snakes. Or is it the
His
snake?
clothes actually look kind of space, like a space garment.
Space suit. Okay. Yes.
Yes,
Very
because when I
interesting.
was in Egypt, when
Mhm.
I did this right after I came back from Egypt. When I was in Egypt, I realized from the art on the walls that the ancient Egyptians who like built the pyramids and stuff were
Mhm.
a mixture of Africans and aliens. At least I believe
Oh,
so by the evidence of the art on the walls.
interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So
And so, what
that's
do you
why
call that piece? What do you call that piece?
of ancient aliens
Okay,
and
that's what it's called.
Shaolin masters.
Oh, ancient aliens and Shaolin masters. Very
Yes.
interesting. So while
Mm,
you're doing that, you told me that you were supposed to send some pieces, but because of COVID, to somewhere.
right.
Where were you supposed to send
Here's
these
the
pieces to?
Italy. I
Oh,
was supposed to
Italy.
be. Oops. What is? No, no. What happened here? We
Your phone is
We're
getting
hearing you.
hot.
We're hearing you. All right. So now
okay.
we have an idea of some of
There
what
we're
you.
back with the.
So after you
Okay.
show us that piece,
So
you can go back and sit down. Okay,
okay,
go
for
ahead.
those who can see, this is
Yes.
another piece. Right.
And what's
This
that?
one it is called I Remain Explosively Yours. It's a woman
Oh,
peeping out from a tree, from a hole in a tree,
okay.
right? But actually the texture and the tree looks like a vagina, like she's being born, but actually
Oh,
she's been hurt, so she's hiding in the tree. She doesn't know if she's gonna come out and try love again.
okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Indeed, that
And
is
then
very, very interesting to me. And so those are some of the
and now
pieces.
this one here. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's
Forgive
all
me.
right. That's all right.
This one here is baby Buddha.
Okay. And it looked like
Is a
baby Buddha
child
to you.
Buddha,
Yes.
a meditative child. And I did that in one night in 4 hours. I said I would meditated, and I just started doing it, and there it is. The
Awesome.
next one here, this is called Misty.
Okay. And let
These
that
are
be the
all
last one. Okay.
life size. Now
Yes.
this one here is called African Mona Lisa, and she looks much different from this angle here.
Yes. Uh-huh. African Mona Lisa.
Yes, um, she's got this mysterious smile on her face,
Yes. Her
and
face is like she
she's
has a
just a
secret.
beautiful black woman with no hair, bald
Mm-hmm.
head, but looks so different on the camera than it does in actual, maybe from a top angle here. Yes. So anyway, now this last one here is done from a picture of Magi.
Yeah. Okay. From your
I took
husband.
of him many years ago. And it's called
Yes.
Magi the Wise One, but like okay, his neck goes into tree roots.
Okay. Awesome.
He's a roots man, a
Beautiful.
Rasta man, a
Beautiful.
roots man. Right.
Beautiful.
So now, three of these sculptures here. This one, the I Remain Explosively Yours, and this baby Buddha here,
Yes,
and
uh-huh.
the Sekhmet here, the lion goddess of Egypt. She was the protector of the children.
Right. So you can
She
move back
holds
to
an
sit
ankh
down
in
here.
her
Yes, while you tell
hands.
us about them.
The three of these, I hope to have reproduced and for sale
Okay, so you have to
online.
come back because we don't want to lose our radio audience and remember they can't see you. So come back now and let
Right.
us
So
finish the talk.
anyway, yes. So I'm going to by next week or by the weekend put them on my Facebook. I'll put them on my Facebook and announce that I will have them for sale by the end of the year.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So
they can-
before we go any further, you tell us that Jennifer will be hosting, hopefully by God's grace, a fair in November. So let Jennifer tell us a little bit about that just now.
okay, Jennifer, let's change seats here.
Okay, so while
Okay,
Jennifer is coming,
here she is.
her place
There she
establishment
is.
has an interesting name. And so I let her tell you the name of her place and everything else. So hi Jennifer, how are you?
Hi, good evening. I'm very well, thanks. How about you?
I am awesome. I'm having a wonderful time talking to Just As I.
Yes.
Yes, so we met. I saw your place. Tell the people about your place, you and what you hope to do.
All right. The name of the place is Amifa Tell You Lounge and
Right.
Grill, and it's in Runaway Bay in Cardiff Hall,
Mm-hmm.
located right on the main across from the golf course. And it's a large property, mostly an outdoor venue. And what's going to be happening is a farmers market and art expo.
Mm-hmm.
The intention is for it to be every Thursday, and this is going to be a community event. We want to see the community come, families come, bring the children, let them run around and get some fresh air because we've all been cooped up for COVID. We
Yes.
all are yearning for some sunshine and run around and have a bottle of water or walk around and buy some fruits. We will have flower vendors there as well as health products such as soaps and clothing vendors. This is a time where the community really needs to support one another, and there's a lot of people with incredible talents, whether they be farmers or artists or clothing makers. There's so much talent in Jamaica, and this is a time where we really need to support one another. So this is why I'm calling for a community event where everyone can come and find something that they can dibble and dabble in,
Yeah.
buy a pineapple, maybe drink a beer. There'll be DJ, we'll have music, food available. We just want everyone to come and stretch out their legs and breathe in some fresh air. So
Awesome.
for those people that can see it on the camera, the event is November 4th, and as I said, it's called Amifa Tell You Lounge and Grill, and we're still looking
And,
for vendors. So if you're
and
a vendor
you
and you're
can tell the
interested,
name. Give them the number by which they can reach you.
okay, you can WhatsApp me at 876
Mm-hmm.
853 4455. That's
Can you tell us
853
again?
853 4455.
And you're a Jennifer.
I am. I'm also known as Peanut Butter Cookie.
Okay, then. Interesting name. I shall have to
Sure
get ready
is.
to research it. All righty. So thank you, Jennifer. I will look forward to further conversation. I hope I'll be able to come by on the 4th and walk by my crystals and see what else is happening. And who knows, maybe tell people a little thing or two about wellness myself.
That sounds awesome. I look forward to seeing you that day.
Okay. All
Thanks
righty.
for
So
having me.
it's good to have you as well. So let's go back to Just As I. So there you have it, friends. And for me, Jennifer is such a big help and a good friend because Just As I, where she lives, the internet don't pick up very easily. And so Just As I lend her space in her home that she can come on and be able to share with us this evening. And that is how we become each other's neighbor, each other's friend. And this kind of attitude help us in our healing because it makes us feel good when we can do good to somebody else. So yes, just as we are coming down now, is Mashai there?
No,
Oh.
Magi. He had to teach a yoga class
We had
tonight.
to
He
teach
has to teach.
and I wanted the people to hear from Mashai themselves, So next time.
Oh,
Nothing, I
next
know
time,
nothing. Next
because
time the
there's
people
so
will
much
hear
more
from
to say.
Mashai. He is such a conscious speaker. When I talk with Mashai, I feel like I'm talking with my dad. Because that's how way my dad spoke,
Yeah,
before
he's
we joined
he's
it
an old
on.
timer, but he's a
Yeah.
very popular yoga teacher, and he will be
Okay.
doing yoga at this event on November
Okay.
4th. And we're also going to start local yoga classes by the 4th. People can inquire, and maybe we'll have it all together to tell you when and where. It'll probably be a Saturday or a Sunday. No, not Sundays, or maybe still lockdown days, but
Yeah, so they're
Saturday,
not
the
moving
yoga,
days.
local yoga class will be on Saturdays.
Okay.
Uh,
When they're keeping
and
it
they
on a
will
day
be,
other than Saturday, they can let me know. Maybe I'll come and look.
yes, in Oracabessa, it's going to be on this deck right over the sea
But
with fresh
On
seafood.
Saturdays, I'll be in one church or another or many churches because we're doing church online. Or sometimes I'm going to 3 or 4 churches for the day.
Oh, that's lovely. But yoga to us is like a church.
Yes,
It's
so I
about,
get to understand. So I
you
get to
you know yoga means union,
understand.
union with everything that is. That's union with God, union with
Okay.
Mother Earth, union with Goddess, and union within ourselves, because yoga helps to bring all our different bodies into union: our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body. um, we have to
Bring
we
everything
have
into oneness.
yes, we have to restore ourselves, become a oneness with the Most High by any name, a oneness
Mhm.
with nature, with creation, and a oneness with our brothers and sisters, those we haven't even met as yet, because we're all like organisms on this Mother Earth here. You see, we are all like cells in a body. The Mother Earth is the body, and we're like cells in her body. So we all have to work in harmony to for everyone to have everything. Mother Earth provides everything we need. There are no shortages. Shortages are man-made, because some people are greedy and have too much. Other people don't have everything they need. Some people don't have the basic needs. So
Beautiful
we have
concept.
to we have to create a new world by visioning it and living the oneness. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you in everything we do. You see, then we couldn't hurt each other, we couldn't cheat each other, we couldn't steal from each other, we couldn't kill each other. You see, so yoga should be taught in the schools. If I was younger, and we're in the process of trying to build a healing center, and I hope to attract young yoga teachers who can go into our schools here in Jamaica and teach children yoga, so there will be less conflict resolution
Mm,
needed and stuff like that, because there won't be conflict, because people will be working in love and harmony. That's what we
very
need more
interesting.
of.
Very interesting. So as we move on and come, we wind down the program now, and as we are getting ready to say goodbye to you, just as I want us to remind the people again that eating right will help you to heal and stay well and move well. And so I want to thank you, just as for joining us this evening. And as we say goodbye to you and thank you for joining us, we look forward to continued conversation. Of course, we will link up again at some other time. I will make sure I put November 4th on my agenda and work towards it, that I can be there to see everything. And for the of all the persons, I'm getting a number of questions about the crystals. And so persons are turned on about the thought of the crystals. And so as I learn more about crystals, I'll share with you. But just as I said, tell them one more time, just as I number of questions have come in already on my phone about the
Okay,
crystals.
you can WhatsApp me. People are
Tell them a
I let
number.
people WhatsApp me at 876-353-5512. 353-5512. And I will be glad to uh, answer your questions and help you find your healing stones, because I I've tried I've lived a long life. I've tried a lot of pharmaceuticals, and I don't like most of them. Sometimes you have to have an antibiotic or something to save life, but it's much better if we can help ourselves naturally.
Yes.
Because the pharmaceuticals, often you take one for this and take one for that, and they fight each other and they make you sick. You see about crystals, like I'm wearing here, these healing stones, they never counter-indicate each other. The body absorbs what it needs from the yellow crystal or the red crystal or the black crystal. They all do different things, but none of them fight each other. The body absorbs what it needs, the emotions, the um, whatever, absorbs what it needs, and what's not needed has no effect. It's just there. So I'm much uh, that it's my life to teach
Yes.
people self-help therapies, alternate healing therapies. We haven't even gotten into the subject of Reiki and the fact that people can do self Reiki and acupressure, and we can do these things for
I see.
ourselves. You know,
I'm seeing that we will have to have you back one of these evenings pretty soon, that we can look at
whenever you
all
are
those
ready, and
views.
I promise that Magi will be with us next time.
Okay, because I know the people will fall in love with Mashai. I fell in love with him too. He is very down to earth. He's very practical, and it was fun meeting with him and talking with him. And funny enough, the
I
day
want
when
to
I met him, he was on the day of the memorial of my father's passing, and he helped, but just by being there and just by being talking, helped me to handle missing my father, who went on his way of rest 2 years ago. And so thank
That's
you
so
for joining us
beautiful.
this
Yes.
evening. And
Let me give
say
you
hi to him.
Magi's. May I
Say
give
hi
you
to
his
him.
website? People, his website,
Sure, go ahead as we close off.
www.yoga-jamaica.com. That is Magi's website. And his music is on there, what you did start with, Foods of
Yes.
Jalan. And he has one reggae album, two Nyabingi albums, and some singles. And very soon he's coming out with a very major one, Money It Must Get a Lick. And well,
Yes.
you'll be talking to him about all of that.
Yes, I will talk to him about that one other evening. It's good to have you and Jennifer being with us this evening. Say hi to Majai for me, and walk good, stay blessed, and we will link up again. Blessed be.
Blessed
Hi,
be, dear
Philip.
sister.
Hi, Philip.
Thank you
And
so.
thank you for joining us as well. Good evening to you.
One love to
Thank you,
everyone.
Philip,
Thank
for
you for
putting that
having
up.
me, and I look forward to coming soon again.
Okay, so we're gonna transition now, and we play a little music, and then time has really gone upon us, so we're gonna transition into our affirmation. I want to thank just as I for sitting down with us this
Love,
evening. So let us
love,
come back to our
perfect love.
center. Let's calm our spirit. And our affirmation this evening is, as you move forward, practicing patience is an act of love for self and others. Learn to accept the imperfection in yourself and others. Remember, as humans, we err. You will find taking this approach as you journey will help you to make for a less to no stress journey. So this evening, I encourage you, be patient, practice patience, not only with others, but with yourself as well. Stay blessed. This is Dr. Asha Mwendo saying goodbye from healing moments this evening on Fit FM 96.7, Your Life, Your Music. Thank you for sitting down with me. I look forward to sitting down with you next week when we have another interesting program lined up for you. Blessed be. Walk good.